Yes, very good morning, my dear students. Hope all of you are fine. Yeah, myself, C. Madan Kumar, Assistant Professor, Department of CSE. So I'm going to deal with the subject cryptography and network security. Uh, it bears the code UN8CS603A for CSE 3, 6th semester. So I welcome you all to this lecture and to discuss about the course introduction of cryptography and network security. So after listening to this lecture, you will be able to know the course content, objectives and outcomes. You will be able to understand the KSQs, knowledge, skill, quality imparted in learning your course. You'll be able to know the textbooks and reference books and your instructor to use the course web for continuous learning process. So this course has a teaching scheme. We have three lectures and it's a 3 credit course. And your evaluation is done with continuous internal evaluation with 40 marks and end semester examination with 60 marks. So why you have to learn this subject called cryptography and network security? As we know, in today's trend, data has been increasing in a huge amount. Okay, so it can be data. The data can be of the form text, audio, video, right? So anything, it can be anything. And so to protect it, so till now we have been talking about applications, how to use the applications, the benefits of applications. But here we never discussed about the security, and we were only looking at newspapers or magazines or daily news. What type of attacks are actually happening in the world, in the real world. So that is where there is a compromise of confidentiality, integrity, authenticity, and accountability. So we call this as CIAA. So the shortcut is CIAA, which is confidentiality, integrity, authenticity, and accountability. So every organization promises to provide this confidentiality, integrity, authenticity, and accountability. And we know one of the best application that we depend in today's trend is Google, right? So we expect that all these parameters or all these features, confidentiality, integrity, authenticity, and accountability, right? So all these features are obviously maintained by Google, one of the application, right? And of course there are chances of even to perform some attacks, right? And this is where we actually discuss in the subject cryptography and network security, how we have different techniques in cryptography to protect the data, right? So this is what we are going to look at now. Next, understanding the basics of cryptography, and which is a fundamental to keep your network systems and data secure. Next, in this course, we learn the use of encryption techniques such as symmetric and asymmetric and hashing. So we have various types of symmetric and asymmetric cryptography algorithms and hashing techniques. And by knowing these things, we can analyze what type of protection we are able to provide in the real world industry. We also learn message digest, and the passwords to ensure data security and integrity. So as we already know, we have been using these passwords, right? And when you say message digest, it contains some metadata, and so using these passwords also, we are able to perform data security, and at the same time integrity is also maintained. So by the end of this course, you will have a solid understanding of cryptography and network security. So this is what we learn from the subject cryptography and network security. So we start off with the course learning objectives. So this course will develop students' knowledge on security attacks, services, mechanisms, and symmetric key cryptography algorithms, as I already mentioned. So we are going to look at these algorithms. And in learning objective 2, we'll come across number theory and public key cryptographic algorithms. In learning objective 3, we'll come across hashing techniques, message authentication techniques, and key management and distribution techniques. Next, in LO4, learning object 4, so we come across IP security, web security, firewalls, and various malicious softwares. So we'll be ending up with these concepts, which are trending mechanisms or techniques that are in the current world. So starting with Unit 1 has the OSI security architecture, then security attacks, then security services. We'll be discussing about the various mechanisms, and we'll come across a model for network security. So next, getting into the classical encryption techniques, we'll start off with symmetric cipher model, and as part of it, we'll discuss about the substitution techniques and transposition techniques, and we have a steganography. So this is one more technique where you can protect your data. Next, we'll get into the block ciphers and the data encryption standards, and in which you are going to look at the traditional block cipher structure and the data encryption standard, then the strengths of DES, then block cipher design principles, then block cipher operations. So these are all subtopics of block ciphers and data encryption standard. Next, we'll look at the advanced encryption standard AES structure, then AES transformation function, then AES key expansion. Next, we'll move into Unit 2, where you are going to discuss about the number theory, which contains prime numbers, Fermat's and Euler's theorem, then discrete logarithm. So how we are actually saying that the cryptography functions, or whatever functions we are using as part of cryptography, they are strong. So because they involve the number theory concepts, and using these techniques, so we are making the algorithm more secure. So next we get into the public key cryptography and the RSA. So we have the principles of public key cryptography as part of public key crypto system, and we also go through the RSA algorithm. Revit, R means Revit, Shamir, S Shamir, Adelman. So okay, those are the three authors who have developed this algorithm. So with their name, the algorithm was named. Next, we'll look into the other public key crypto system, which is very important one, Diffie-Hellman key exchange, then elliptic curve arithmetic, then elliptic curve cryptography. So which is a trending crypto system currently going on. Next, we get into the Unit 3, which contains cryptographic hash functions, which discuss about applications of cryptographic hash functions, then two simple hash functions. Then we'll discuss about secure hash algorithm, SHA, with multiple models in it. Then message authentication codes, where we discuss message authentication requirements, message authentication functions, requirements for message authentication codes, then the security of message authentication codes, then the HMAC. Next, we get into the digital signatures and authentication protocols, where we discuss about digital signatures and SNOR digital signature scheme. So we'll get into the key management and distribution, which discusses about symmetric key distribution using symmetric encryption, symmetric key distribution using asymmetric key encryption. Then distribution of public keys. Then we'll come across the X.509 certificate standard. Then we'll go with electronic mail security with multiple topics as pretty good privacy and SMIME. Next, in Unit 4, we'll be discussing about the IP security, where we look at the IP security overview. Then we'll look at the IP security policy. Then we'll also look at the encapsulating security payload, then combining security associations. Next, we are going to look at the transport level security with subtopics as web security considerations, then secure socket layer, then transport layer security. So next we are going to get into the malicious software, which contains the types of malicious software, propagation with infected content, viruses or virus countermeasures. Then we look at the firewalls, which has the need for what is the need for firewalls and what are the characteristics of firewalls, and we look at the different types of firewalls. So the textbook that we are following is William Stallings with Cryptography and Network Security, Principles and Practices with sixth edition, right? Which is a 2014 release. Then we look at the references with Beharoz Farozan, which with Dipdip Mukhopadhyay, which is McGraw Hill Education, so publication. Then Atul Kahate, again cryptography and network security. Then cryptography and data security. Then cryptography and network security, which is published in 2013. So these are the references. And the textbook that we are going to follow is William Stallings, Cryptography and Network Security, Principles and Practices with sixth edition. So important things to note. We are going to we have provided a web page, course web page, and here you'll have a lot of updates in course web page. Really, it's a outstanding um, media where you can really get whatever data you are looking for, right? So one of the best when compared to many educational institution, right? So this course web page, you will be going through this course web page every day by for looking to the updates, which also contains the following like outcome based lecture schedule. So you can go through this outcome based lecture schedule and see whether all the topics we are covered as per the outcome based lecture schedule. So we are also going to follow the same outcome based lecture uh, um, schedule, right? So according to that, we'll be going through it. Next, we'll be posting the assignments A1 and A2, and strictly you have to follow the deadlines, right? Whenever we give a due date for it, you are supposed to submit those assignments for the course. Next, we are also proposing course projects. So as per the course, we are proposing certain projects, right? And if you are the interesting students, so my meaning interested student means if you are willing to do a course project, and I strongly assume that it is mandatory. Okay, so if you do it, you get a good experience or good exposure on this subject. So you can go through the course projects, uh, what course projects are given in that template, and try to work out or try to find a solution for that problem. Next, we also gave the special assignments with course research project and course patent. So course research paper, yeah, course research paper, any work. So we have uploaded some course research papers, and you have to read the paper, understand it, and give a summary of what you understood from the paper. So this concept, course research paper and course patent, will lead you to a good research exposure, right? So that you have a good habit of writing skills. You can develop a good experience of making or writing documents from these course research papers and course patents. Then we'll also give self-learning topics where when we find that student has a capability to learn certain topics and understand it. So we are going to give such topics as self-learning topics, and we'll also provide tutorials for every day. Almost we can give some tutorials, questions from whatever is happening in the class. Then the student should also follow the academic integrity and honesty, where so this comes under the concepts of writing summary of course research patent, a course research paper or course patent. So you should not copy it from your friends, right? So we also have a code. We also have a plagiarism software where you can check whether the student has really written the summary by taking someone's help or by his own. Okay, so this way your academic integrity and honesty will be projected. Next, so whatever I have discussed, yeah, course research paper, course patents, and course projects. Next, after this, we look at the course learning outcomes. Course learning outcomes after completing this course. So on completion of this course, the student will be able to classify different security attacks, services, mechanisms, and symmetric key cryptographic algorithms. And in CO2, course learning outcomes 2, he will be able to, the student will be able to apply mathematical concepts in cryptographic algorithms for providing security and key exchange. In course learning outcomes 3, the student will be able to categorize the hash and message authentication techniques and examine management for distribution of keys. In CO4, course learning outcomes 4, the student will be able to analyze the security issues at network layer and transport layer for protecting data from unauthorized persons, intruders, and malicious software. So this for every learning objectives, we have defined the course learning outcomes. Next, we also have industry relevant KSQs, as I already mentioned, knowledge, skill, and quality for the course cryptography and network security. So the expected knowledge in uh, every unit. Okay, so the K1 uh, contains, right. So once you acquired the knowledge, so once you acquired the knowledge as part of this unit 1, so the student will have the basic concepts of security attack services, mechanisms, and symmetric key cryptographic algorithms. So next, coming to knowledge in second unit, we come across number theory and public key cryptographic algorithms. And the knowledge in unit 3 will be hash techniques, message authentication techniques, and key management and distribution. The knowledge in Unit 4 will be the understanding the concepts of IP security, web security, firewalls, and various malicious software. So expected skills, once you gain the knowledge here is the skill. The student will through this course, the student will be able to gain the skill as analyzing different security attacks, services, mechanisms, and symmetric key cryptographic algorithms. And the skills he will gain in Unit 2 is apply mathematical concepts and cryptographic algorithms for providing security and key exchange. The skill he'll be getting in as part of third unit is categorize the hash and message authentication techniques and examine key management for distribution of keys. The skill he'll get in Unit 4 will be the to analyze the security issues at network layer and transport layer for protecting data from malicious softwares. And the non-technical skill which that you will get by going through the pro by going through the by going through your course as well as the other techniques, you'll be able to comprehend and write reports on the design and development of ideas and present orally through PPTs. The expected qualities that you are going to get in every unit is Q1 is academic integrity, honesty, and ethical behavior. The Q2 will be ability to work independently. Q3 is the quality having values and attributes. Q3 will be time management, and Q4 will be ability to accept responsibility. So expected outcomes is we have discussed about course introduction. Now you should be able to know course content and its outcome with related KSQs and usage of courseware. So the course faculty is expecting the following things from the students to carry out during the academic procedure according to the OBLS. So we have given the dates as mentioned. So checking and submission compliance on purchase of course textbooks and laptops by students. So 17/1/2023 course patent presentation by identified student 26/1/2023 minor 1 exams 6th to 11th February. Then course patent summary on 10th February. Then programming for problem solving assignment 1 with 4 as 14, then MSc 1 from 27 to 2nd, then course research paper presentation by students is 16th March, then course research paper summary is 23rd March, then minor 2 exam will be from 27th to 3rd, then your A2 problem for programming for problem solving assignment 2 is 7/4/2023, then we have the external labs, then MSc2. Okay, so this is our way we are going to move up with the course. So by giving this introduction, I wish you all good luck for the coming semester in the subject cryptography and network security. And I believe you will really enjoy this subject and happy learning. Thank you.